How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is John. I'm here with Patrick BMW, part of the Patrick Dealer Group in Schaumburg, Illinois, and we have an awesome video for you today, one we are super excited about that we've been waiting quite a while for. This is a 2025 BMW X3 M50. These things just hit our lots this week. We are super excited about it. Let's talk about it. X3. Now, if you can believe it, the X3 first debuted in 2004. This is the fourth generation, some 20 years later, and we are super excited to finally have this new model hit our showrooms. They are just fantastic. I've been driving around a little bit, a lot of really great things to say. This particular one is an M50 model, so it has the 3-liter inline-6 turbo engine, puts out 390 horsepower, and can do 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. Now, it's worth noting that both the 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder variants both have hybrid technology in them. They have a mild hybrid 48-volt battery pack in it, just to help with fuel economy and a little bit better performance. This particular model is in Alpine White. It looks fantastic, one of BMW's most legendary colors, really brings out all the lines in the car, which you can notice has a lot of kind of swooping curves and a lot of sharp creases on it as well. Seems to be BMW's kind of next generation of the design language. You have kind of an M3, M4 style kind of divot in the hood there, and then these big kidney grills, which also illuminate at night. They got rings around there. You can see that you got M badging in there as well. And then your active cruise control panel is actually going to be kind of hidden in that grille itself. And then, of course, this being the M Sport variant, the M50, you get the M Sport styling. So with the bumpers, you get this big black kind of lower valance here, and you get the kind of M Sport front bumper treatment as well. This one also has the 20-inch wheels, which look fantastic. I love the kind of diamond cut finish that BMW does on a lot of their wheels now. And you got red brake calipers to boot, which just really set it off against this white paint. Another new cool design feature is going to be the stacked daytime running lights. It's kind of a little bit different of a kind of look than we've seen in past BMWs, but still kind of gives a little bit of that kind of old halo effect. I wish they would bring back the halos, but I think those days are sadly long gone. The M50 also gets M Sport mirrors, so you get the little extra kind of fork on the top of it there. It always looks really cool, and they're in black no matter what body color you get, which is really nice. Again, just helps it set off against that white paint. White cars always need a lot of black contrast to kind of break up the shapes and things like that, so it doesn't just look like one big blob, and they do a great job of that on this car as well. Another big thing to note is that on all X3 models for the North American market, whether it be the 4-cylinder or the 6-cylinder, they're all going to be X-Drive models. They're going to have all-wheel drive as standard, which is just fantastic. Makes us ordering our cars a lot easier because in Chicago, we're definitely going to have some snow soon, and that all-wheel drive is always going to help. Now, I'm going to get into the more techie features once we get inside the car, but one of the cool new features that they've added is an option called Parking Assistant Professional. Now, what that does is it uses a bunch of cameras and sensors around the car, and if you're in a multi-story car park like the one we're in right now, and you have a designated assigned space to you, you can program that into the vehicle, and then when you show up to work, you can just drop yourself off at the front door, get out, say, hey, car, go park, and it will drive itself, go find that parking spot, and park itself for you, which is just awesome. It's like turning your car into an Uber and just dropping you off right at the front door. You don't got to worry about walking up a bunch of levels or taking elevators to get to your spot. Just tell the car, hey, go park itself, and then it'll come get you later. How cool is that? But let's flip this around because I want to show you some design details on the back of the car. All right, stepping around the back of the car, we can see we got a roof spoiler up here in black, which always looks good. And then you have an integrated third brake light up there as well. Much smaller rear window than we've seen on past X3s, but you still get a good amount of visibility through the rear view mirror. So not too big of a worry. Then you got some really smooth styling all the way around the back of the car. These awesome kind of X-shaped or more kind of Y-shaped tail lights, which look really good. The M50s, of course, M badging on the back. And then the M50 models also get quad exhausts, whereas the the 4-cylinder models actually get no visible exhaust tips. They're hidden underneath the bumper. So big difference with the M50 model, and it sounds really good too. You also notice you get the black M Sport bumper for the M50 models too, which is really nice. Again, just kind of contrasts against that white paint a lot. But you can really just see, especially from this angle, how smooth the design language has gotten. There's no kind of huge creases going along the sides of the car like in previous X3s. Really just smooth lines. They really want to make sure that these are very aerodynamic vehicles for when those electric models come out in the future. Let's take a look inside the trunk. Little button above the license plate. You just pop it open right there. Of course, it's all power, like it's been for a long time in these X3 models. But you got a great amount of luggage space in here. Underneath here, you have a spare tire. You can opt for one with or without a spare tire. This one just so happens to have it. But of course, the seats fold down. You got plenty of room to put whatever you want back here. And you have your traditional kind of BMW open and close trunk buttons up at the top, just like they've always been. But yeah, just a really nice, clean exterior design. Let's go hop inside. All right, taking a look inside the new X3, and first thing to note is that these seats are a lot more supportive than we've seen in past X3s. They really hold you in place nice. This interior color is called the M Vaganza and Alcantara mix. So you got the kind of suede uppers on the seats, which look really nice. You got blue stitching going all the way through, and then you even have some M Sport colored stitching in the seat there as well. I don't know if that comes up on camera, but that's red, blue, and then the lighter blue on there also, which looks really cool. But you got this kind of geometric kind of line design in the stitching there too, which is really nice. The interior definitely has been a big talking point with pictures on this car, but it actually looks really nice in person. You got the new M Sport steering wheel, which we've seen on the X1, which is a really nice steering wheel, nice chunky wheel. The BMW always does in their M Sport models. Looks really nice. You got the M color stitching in there also, and these kind of hollow shapes in the spokes there as well. Another very interesting thing is going to be the door controls. So a lot of the kind of buttons that used to take up a lot of space in this area on previous models have all been kind of moved over into one section here. So this is actually going to be your vent controllers for your AC, your lock, unlock for the doors, and your memory seats, kind of all put in this little cluster of buttons there, and they all say X3 no matter what. This is a big ambient lighting kind of bar that goes along the door there, which looks really cool. You can choose between like 15 different colors. I'll show you that more in a second. And then you got your normal kind of window controls down at the bottom there. Let's hop in. I'll show you some more. We got iDrive 9 here for the infotainment system, which is BMW's newest software. Works really well. Everything's kind of moved around to be a little bit more kind of navigation friendly, let's say, but you still have kind of tiles where you can pick and choose what you want and where things go. You do have just a ton of stuff in these cars to choose from and play around with, including, speaking of playing, you actually have games in here as well. So if you're just kind of sitting, waiting to pick somebody up or killing a little bit of time, you can actually play games inside the car too, which is really cool. It takes a second to load up. I don't think anyone's ever loaded this up before, but yeah, we got a little screen there, and yeah, there we go. We got some games to play, which is just awesome. So you can actually scan this little QR code, and then you can actually use your phone as the controller for the games in the car, which is really cool. Definitely something that I would do a ton if I was sitting waiting for somebody to pick up, you know, on your lunch break, whatever have you. Just go play some racing games or some other stuff in here too. Just really neat. Then we got more of the ambient lighting down at the bottom there. Again, you can kind of change colors to have it be whatever you want. This one really looks more like a screen because you get little kind of designs in there as well. But you got kind of heating and air controls there as well. Nothing kind of too sophisticated. All of that is going to be more in the climate control menu from the kind of home bar at the bottom of the screen there. You got a big wireless charger down there as well. You got a couple USB-C ports. This M badge is specific to the M50 models, which is nice. And then this big ambient lighting kind of ring that goes around the cup holders there. You got your new kind of paddle style shifter for the gears, your start-stop button for the engine, your parking brake, auto hold. These are going to be all of your different driver assist settings. So for all of your like chassis dynamics and things like that, turning all those on and off, adjusting your heads-up display, things like that. And next you got your parking camera button. So that one will bring up your 360 surround view cameras, and you can just get a ton of different options for things to look at going around the car. But yeah, you can look around the car, kind of get whatever kind of view you want, see all of your surroundings there, no problem. One of the most useful ones is definitely car wash view. So if you got to line up your tire in that little track, it'll just tell you exactly how to do that and help you out there. And then you got a new style kind of iDrive controller here. It doesn't so much kind of rock as much as the older ones did. It's just kind of a slight little tiny nudge, but it is kind of glass crystal. It looks pretty cool. Lights up from the inside also. And then you got your shortcuts up at the top as well, and then your volume and mute there also. Just have a gigantic panoramic sunroof in here, just huge, goes all the way to the back of the car. It doesn't open, but just being able to have that light come through just makes a big difference, especially with a darker color interior like this one. All right, stepping into the back seat here, one thing they did a really good job of is making sure there's plenty of rear seat legroom. So they really sculpted the back of the front seats to give you just as much room as possible. You got the little attachment points for a lot of accessories like iPad holders and stuff like that for the kids. But a really good amount of room back here too. These seats also recline just a little bit. And then you'll notice down here for the heating and air controls, you actually get a little screen down there as well. So a little bit more kind of customizable as far as that goes. Looks a little bit nicer than just having a couple knobs back there. And you have 2 USB-C points as well. But enough of this interior, let's get behind the wheel, let's go driving. Alrighty, driving the new X3. And first thing to note, this car seems much quieter than previous generations. I don't know if that's just due to all of the sound deadening that they put into these cars, but they are just really smooth. If I wouldn't have known that this is especially the M50 model, I would have guessed that this was the electric one, because it really doesn't make much noise at all. And yeah, the loudest thing in here is the turn signals and me. That's about it. But yeah, just really quiet car. Now we do have a launch event coming out for this car. It's going to be on October 24th, so just in a couple of weeks. It's going to be on a Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. We're going to be having kind of a launch debut of this car in our BMW showroom at Patrick BMW. So if you're in the area, come on by. We got some food, we got some music, and of course you can see and experience the X3. It's going to be a good time. So yeah, make sure to RSVP on our Patrick BMW website. We hope to see you there. We got a super smooth ride in here. I've said it in every video, the roads around here are not great, but it really just soaks them all up in this car. It just does a great job at absorbing all that with this really nice suspension. Of course, this one has the adaptive M suspension, being the M50 model, but I think even the standard ones are gonna feel like this. I mean, it is just really smooth. You also have super light steering in here. I mean, I can drive this car with a finger and it's gonna go around corners and do everything I tell it to do with just barely any motion from me. So yeah, really light steering, and you have a super linear and kind of gradual gas pedal and brake pedal feel. On a lot of cars lately, the brakes have been kind of a little touchy, but this one you really can kind of sink it in without kind of going through the windshield, and just a really light feeling on the gas pedal itself too, so you can drive this car a really long way without getting tired. Now, of course, being the M50 model, this one's got the tried and true 3-liter inline-6 turbo engine that BMWs have had for decades and decades at this point. But 390 horsepower, great number for a kind of family car, but still being able to have a little bit of fun. Let's put it up into sport mode. Let's see. And there we go. And ooh, all the lighting kind of changed to the M colors, which is cool. So you got kind of blue and red kind of going around the car now, which is always nice. First thing everyone's going to say whenever you put a new BMW into sport mode is, hey, all of that sound is fake. Yes, I do realize that, but I don't really care as long as it sounds good. And hey, if I don't have to annoy every single other car around me just because I want to have a little bit of fun, not the end of the world. But yeah, when immediately I can feel that gas pedal just become a little bit more responsive. You can definitely hear those sounds. I get different graphics in the head-up display and on the instrument cluster there as well. Put your foot down. Yep, yeah, it's quick. It's quick. Now, it should also be noted that the 4-cylinder variant, which is going to be called the 30, that one has 255 horsepower, which isn't a bad number, but definitely if you're an enthusiast, you're going to want the 6-cylinder M50 because, yeah, it's a lot of fun. And now it's pretty much impossible these days for a new BMW to hit the stores without a lot of criticism about the design. This one, I don't think it's really that warranted. Yes, is it for absolutely everyone? No, but no car design really is. Is it horrendous? No. Is it shockingly beautiful? No, but yeah, it's still a really nice looking car. It's stately, it's got good proportions, got good bones on it. It's got a whole lot of tech, great features, drives really nice. So yeah, I don't think that it's going to deserve what people are going to say about it online. I really just think people got to go in, test drive one, take a look around, come to our event on October 24th. Yeah, see it for yourself, make up your own opinion, but hey, if some people like the car, some people don't, that's a big talking point. That's good for the brand, keeps people interested in their models, right? This car is definitely a worthy successor of the previous generation X3, which was a fantastic car. They sold hundreds of thousands of them. They did a really good job, probably the best seller BMW's ever had. But yeah, this one is definitely worthy of being the next in line for that. It's just a fantastic all-arounder. It's super smooth. This one's plenty quick. You got tons of space in here, all the tech options that you could possibly imagine. Just really, really good all-around package that they put into this car. So yeah, I'm really excited to see the future hybrid and electric versions, as well as, you know, there's going to be an X3M coming. So yeah, really, really exciting for those. And yeah, we'll see what's next for the X3. All right, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe below. We also want to hear your comments about the all-new 2025 X3. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of opinions about it. We want to hear from you. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Have a great day.